Hey, Carley. Thanks
Hi.
for being on HTR. This is where we talk about the remodeling process. And when we say process, we're kind of referring to everything from the time someone calls us to their contract. And so now that we're finally getting into the process and talking about the different steps, it makes the most sense to start with you because that's who everyone calls. So when people ring up JOMA Construction and they reach you, what do you try to accomplish on that phone call?
The first thing that happens when somebody calls JOMA is they speak to me, usually. And what I will want from them is, of course, their name, their residence. We want to make sure that they are in Athens. Occasionally, we will get a call from Athens, Greece, which is definitely out of our range, but I don't blame them for getting confused on Google. So after that, we want to establish what it is that they want out of their remodel. So it can be anything from a small repair job to a full house remodel. We love to do kitchens, we love to do baths, and although I'm not John and can't give them all of the information that they'll get at their estimation appointment, I like to get a general idea of the kind of work that they would like to have us do for them.
That's awesome. So you've got lots of notes. We have a few sort of instant disqualifiers or qualifiers like their location. What are some other instances where someone calls and they wouldn't be a good fit for a JOMA job?
So in addition to the being out of range, which just to specify, we mainly serve Athens and Watkinsville. We do some of Bogart and some of Winterville, but generally we like to stay close to the office, about 20 minutes, give or take. We do have a lot of jobs in town and we stay very busy, and we like to have our project managers and our staff be accessible to our clients within town. So after we have established that the residence is within our range, we want to make sure that there are no open insurance claims, and many people do contact us for insurance jobs, which is completely understandable, especially with all of the rainy weather. But we want to make sure that their claim has been completely processed and that they understand that we will not be having any correspondence with the insurance company. It either needs to be private pay before the insurance payout is established or after the claim has been processed. In addition, we do not accept any commercial jobs at the moment. JOMA is very proud of the commercial work that we have done in the past, most recently the Athens Area Humane Society and the Jackson County Courthouse. However, because we have such a need for residential jobs in Athens, we have put a hold on the commercial division for now. Perhaps it will start back up in the future, but for right now we're focusing just on residential remodels. In addition, I say the word remodel with emphasis because currently we are not doing any ground up work. So if you're calling us for a repair, a remodel, an addition, that's wonderful, but we can't do any ground up work at the moment. And there are various reasons why. It would take too long in this interview to go through all of the specific reasons that John and other members of the JOMA team have decided that that's not what we're doing right now. But just to be clear, we want to make sure that we can serve the clients as best we can within the scope of the things that we can do right now. So those are just a few of the things that we are not able to do at the moment. Again, maybe in the future that'll change, but those are some of the qualifiers that I would ensure were addressed before making that initial appointment.
So in order to save them some time and to save us time, you're filtering through those jobs and really trying to make it so that if someone has a viable job, they can get through as easy as possible. And if they don't, they know as quickly as possible. And that's a lot of sort of navigating and filtering. You really have to ask a lot of questions. It's like a mini consultation before their consultation. What other kinds of questions do you ask on that initial phone call to sort of button it up and end the call?
So I want to make sure that I have all of the contact information. The thing that gets tricky with consultations is a lot of times things can get lost in translation over the phone. So I want to make sure that I have their email address so that I can, in writing on an email, send them a confirmation, which not only has details of their appointment, but it also has additional information about our estimating process. And because that is written down in digital form, it provides them with more information that may not be relayed as well over the phone or remembered. That way they have that documentation with them for future reference so that they know what to expect during the estimating process. And they know that they're welcome to call us and ask us questions, but they have that solidified confirmation of their appointment. So I want to get the email address, the phone number, the address, and of course the unit number if it is a multi-address or unit or townhomes or apartments or anything like that. And then we'll go over the timing of the appointment. So the appointments generally take about 45 minutes. They're known as either the estimations or usually what I say the consultation appointment. That is with John, our owner. And again, usually they last about 45 minutes, hardly ever more than an hour. So I will carve out a piece of time, usually Monday through Friday between 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and I will allot a time slot for them for John to come out. Another important point of making the consultation is to make sure that they understand that it is an on-site consultation. So we do get some requests from time to time that are people asking for a phone consultation, and we do understand that sometimes traveling plans and being out of town can kind of put a damper on being available all of the time. But we do prefer to be able to go into the building, into the residence, especially if it is interior work, to be able to get an eye on the actual space. That way we can take measurements, we can take photos, and we can get as accurate an estimate as possible.
That's awesome. So they call, it's really basic. They really just need to be prepared with their own information, what they want to do with their remodel, and, maybe any additional notes that they want to add so that you can put those in our system. But what clients don't see is the sort of like cascading series of events you set off after their phone call. You put them in those systems. We've got our CRM, we've got project management systems. And so they're sort of official once they have an appointment, because their name doesn't just go on the calendar. It goes into all the different systems that we'll eventually use to make their job happen. How does that feel when you get something rolling like that and you're putting in all the different systems?
So I do have a very meticulous process for putting somebody in the system, which actually includes multiples of systems, including the software that we use, the programs that we use at JOMA in general, and also some of my own personal systems that I've made to make sure that I am crossing all my T's and dotting all of my I's. And what goes into that is making sure that all of the contact information is updated so that John and other JOMA employees are able to access it and contact the potential client, or in many cases, the repeat client, because we do, and thank you very much, get a lot of repeat clients here at JOMA. So I want to make sure in that case that things are updated so that I have the proper information if it's been a few years. And then after that, again, like you said, a cascade. I will send reminder emails the week of. I will send that detailed consultation email. It will automatically send a email with our guarantee to, again, flesh out the process even more. And they will also, in a sense, become part of the JOMA family, because we want to make sure that we are dedicated to giving the client what they want. And that really says a lot about our emphasis on value and quality. You know, if you call, you're probably not going to get John to come out the next day and turn around an estimate within another 24 hours. That's just not how we operate. We prioritize being efficient and being timely, but at the same time, when you make that call, you know that we are going to put our minds to it and not just flippantly rush through the process. And so sometimes people do call, and they may have to wait a few weeks for the consultation. And just to be prepared for that, we stay very busy, but again, we want to get you in. We want to get you that appointment spot. And so in that time that you are waiting on your consultation, if you feel as if you would like to give us more information, then you can feel free to send us plans, your own photos, ideas, inspections, anything that you are thinking about and that maybe ideas will pop up before the actual consultation. You're more than welcome to send to us, and then John can be even more prepared. Now, that's not to say that people don't call us with absolutely no idea of what they want.
Yeah.
Because we do get a lot of those calls as well, which is perfectly fine. You can just say, I want my bathroom remodeled and I have no idea how. That's where John comes in. He's not only our owner, but he's very skilled at providing ideas in addition to estimation services. And so he can really help you figure out what's feasible both financially and creatively.
Yeah.
We also specialize in aging in place, which is something that is really important to us, as there are many people in Athens who want to stay in their homes as they get older. And so anything from full accessibility for a whole house to a ramp outside to a shower that is wheelchair accessible, we have the capabilities to work with people on those ideas as well. And we're very proud of that service that we provide. So that's another thing to consider if you are trying to make the call for an aging in place situation, is that we have lots of experience with that. We do enjoy doing it and providing that service.
I'm so glad you're the person who starts it and seals it up. It makes a lot of sense that way. And then we do get to bring you back into these HTR discussions, because now that we're talking about the process, I really want people to ask questions down in the comments below or on our Facebook group, because there's too many facets for us to really talk about every detail, but there's probably questions that are going to come up. So if anyone has any questions about the initial phone call or any steps of the process as we go through it, I want them to ask, because we can get you right back on camera to answer those questions. Well, thanks, Carley, for being on this HTR.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.